darling heart, and welcome to this episode of the Drink Less, Live Better podcast. This is the podcast that helps you to see that drinking less doesn't need to be stressful, lonely, or boring. I'm your host, Sarah Williamson, and I decided to have a year alcohol-free as a little life experiment and haven't looked back. I'm a best-selling author, expert speaker, and life coach. I'm here to champion you with your alcohol-free or drink less adventures. Give me a follow on Instagram at Drink Less, Live Better, and head to the website drinklesslivebetter.com, where you'll be able to sign up to the 5-day Drink Less experiment, find blog posts, and you can choose to join the email club where I share resources, wisdom, insights, and glimmers of hope and joy. I hope you enjoy this episode. Let's get straight to it. Friendships and friendship wobbles. I've got various different small groups of friends and various different individual friends, and I've also got 5 friends that I've known for 28 years, and these are my university friends. We go away for a weekend together, the same weekend every single year, and we have done for over 20 years, ever since we were in our 20s, and we're now all in our mid-40s. It's a trip we love. We plan it, we talk about it, we look forward to it from one year to the next. Because the date is always the same date every year, we never have to have that conversation about who is free, which particular weekend. We always know when we're going away together. It is a joy. These weekends looked somewhat different in our 20s, and they looked somewhat different in our 30s, and they look different again now. They used to be really seriously drunken weekends that involved massive amounts of alcohol, dancing, laughing, hilarity, hangovers, all of the stuff. And over time things changed, energy levels changed, babies came along, small children, and financial situations changed things as well. But on we went. This particular event is marked in all of our calendars every year. I chose to stop drinking 4.5 years ago, and that first weekend that we did together, where I wasn't drinking, was a little bit tricky in places for me, but still fabulous, because of course, guess what mattered? It was the company, it was the love we shared for each other, and what was in my glass was increasingly mattering less and less to me. And I did that weekend without a drink. I think I was probably about maybe 6 or 7 months into my sobriety by then, and I really just still had the loveliest time. Even though everyone else was drinking, it didn't matter to me. One of my friends from this group questioned me a lot over the following year about my choice. I was always honest with her and never shut down the chat. After all, I love her, and 28 years of friendship was behind us. The following year, we did our usual, or should I say our new usual. Everyone else drank, I didn't, and we all had a good time. Or so I thought. I felt secure in my sobriety by then and assumed all of our relationships were based on so much more than the alcohol we used to drink together. I'm changing names of people for the next bit of the story. After that weekend, we all left. Well, we nearly all left. We all said goodbye to each other and one by one drove off, waving, shouting, "See you soon, I love you." But my friend Katie and I stood still finishing a conversation about something or another. And then we said, "Oh, we don't actually have to leave yet. Let's grab a coffee before we go. Let's just finish this conversation." And so we did. And we were talking about life, kids, whatever was on our minds that day. We were sitting, just enjoying each other's company. Katie's phone rang, and the number that flashed up on her phone was the other friend, was Lucy. "Oh," we both said, "maybe she's forgotten something." Katie answered the phone on loudspeaker. "Hi," she said. Before she could say anything like, "Sarah and I are just having a coffee together," or "We haven't left yet," or "Are you okay?" or "Did you forget something?" Lucy launched into, "I'm so upset about Sarah not drinking anymore. I'm driving away feeling really cross about it, and I feel like it's ruined our weekends together forever. I know she's not changing my mind, and I'm really, really upset about it." Katie and I looked at each other in horror. It felt like it was too late to say I was right there listening. I thought about leaving the room. In hindsight, maybe I should have done. Why is Sarah so extreme in everything she does? First of all, being a bloody vegetarian, now this. What's next? What's she going to cut out next? I mean, she's right if she thinks being vegetarian is extreme. I made that choice 15 years ago. I happen not to think it's that radical, but there you have it. She went on to say how she didn't think I had a problem with alcohol, was no worse than anyone else, and was annoyed I chose something and stuck to it. I could tell you the rest of what I listened to, but I won't. I know that she carried on in that vein, with Katie offering in loving and also defensive interjections. Who knows? Maybe if I hadn't have been there, Katie might have agreed with her, but I don't actually think so. My friend was really unhappy in that moment. I appreciate that although this conversation sounded like it was about me, it wasn't really, and that's okay. Parts of this friendship dynamic have changed. They have changed since then, so that's another however many few years on, and I recognise that she still isn't quite comfortable with my not drinking, but I consider that to be about her and not about me. What's happening in your life at the moment that feels like it's about you, but it might not actually be? I'd love to know. I always answer my emails. You can get hold of me at sarah@drinklesslivebetter.com. Thank you for listening in today. And P.S. I believe in you. Oh, by the way, check out the show notes today and find out about the ways we could work together. Let's get you some forward focus on this next bit of your life, whether it involves something that feels like a someone else problem or a you problem. I'm happy to listen to it.